David Menzies for Rebel News here in Fergus, Ontario. And folks, I'm at Victoria Park Field, and this is going to be the site for a female rugby game. It's going to be Fergus against Burlington. And what can I tell you? This is yet another edition of how Transanity continues. You see, there was a member of the Fergus team who is a biological male. Just look at him. His name is Ash Davis. He doesn't resemble a female at all. I mean, he's not even trying to pull off the scam.
Okay guys, so for today's video we're going to be talking about Transanity, as you mentioned. This story is picking up some wind thanks to Rebel News and some other outlets. Here you have the Toronto Sun, you have Redux, you have Outkick, and other publications as well, coming out talking about a non-binary rugby player who was the hardest hitter on the men's team accused of injuring female competitors. So about 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago, I believe, the individual you saw in the beginning of the video there is a male playing in a female rugby league. Now, 3 women got injured during, I believe, this game in particular that this photo is being taken from, and had to be removed from the game. And it got so bad that the ref eventually pulled the trans woman out of the game because of the injuries that were accruing. Now, I want to play some more of that video, but I just want to quickly read a little bit of this article that goes on to say, this transgender player known as Ash said to have registered as a non-binary person who identifies as a female, stands about 5'10", and weighs about 220 pounds. "We are women," said a female player on the receiving end of a tackle. "It's a whole other thing playing rugby against men." It then goes on to say, I had never been hit like that before, even at the competitive women's level," said the player. "There was so much more brute force. There are women who are bigger than him, but no girl hits like that. This is a strong human." And as I mentioned in this article here, hardest hitter on the men's team, that was just 2020, a year ago. This person, Ash, was actually voted the hardest hitter on the males rugby league team.
I understand Mr. Davis was the hardest hitting player on the men's team last year, sir. How is he being allowed to play against biological females?
So now he's decided to transfer over into the women's league and is doing the same stuff. But as I mentioned, I want to play some parts of this video just so you could see how crazy this is.
Anything about rugby? Fair enough. I'll tell you, the governing association for rugby, that would be World Rugby, they recently outlawed males competing with females. And for good reason. The cardiovascular differences, the muscle mass differences, and on it goes. So why are these contests involving a male rugby player playing with a female rugby team?
And this guy is doing nothing to become like passing or even attempting to look feminine or anything. This guy definitely still has his penis. Like, it's crazy that you just say I'm non-binary or I identify as a female, and right away you're cleared. And it's crazy to me that these women have actually agreed to allow him to play or are willing to play with him. But, you know,
being allowed in the first place. Well, folks, I think one big reason why this outrage, I guess Justin Trudeau's mindset trumps the rules and regulations of World Rugby. And as for Rugby Ontario, they just want everyone to shut their mouths and not talk about it. Rugby Ontario had this to say in a statement, quote, "If you are contacted by anyone in the community or the media, please do not engage by offering any opinion or comment."
Can you believe that they're just trying to shut down conversation like this or questions or anything like that? Like, this is a crazy mindset to have where it's like, just keep quiet, don't say anything. Sweep it under the rug.
On the situation, end quote. What a bunch of cowards. I would argue, what a bunch of misogynists. This is absolutely outrageous.
Now I'm going to skip ahead throughout this video. I just want you to see the beginning of the scrum. Look how easy this is. Normally, when you scrum, it's going back and forth for a while. This man just comes in and just bulldozes them over. Watch this.
Banana, 34, 21.
Yes,
Oh,
he
Keller.
Just knocks him over like it's nothing. Now I'm going to skip ahead again a little bit to when he starts asking questions. And again, you can see them immediately try to shut him down.
Logical male, aren't you?
I got you. I got you. No, I'm right here. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ash, are you a misogynist?
Coming with me? Please leave me, please.
Hey, watch it. You'll be charged with assault.
Get a child. Would you mind leaving?
Mr. Ash, the governing body for rugby, World Rugby, says men should not compete.
Trans lives matter.
Wow, really?
All lives matter. All lives matter. All lives matter. Human rights matter.
You don't have a problem.
You can leave now.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Now, thank you.
And then the audacity of these people saying, you could leave now, you can leave now. Like, who are you? This is a public area. You have no right to tell these people to leave.
This is a human rights issue.
Oh, okay then.
We live in Canada. All rights, human rights for everybody. Trans matter.
What about the...
Trans rights matter.
That you are traumatizing my family
I'm traumatizing them. Why? What happened?
because my kids get to see people like you crying because of things.
I'm surprised.
need you in our
As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a
Because
massage?
that is my partner. That is my wife that you are being.
So he's a lesbian?
So I'm gonna just
You can't make this up. This woman here, this woman here who looks very much on the masculine side, married and had children with this person, Ash, who is now apparently, was just a year ago on the men's team, now is non-binary but identifies as a female, and now his wife is calling him her wife. So now he's a non-binary who identifies as a female, was just a male last year, but is now a lesbian. Like, you can't make this mental illness up. And it gets even worse because there's other people throughout this video that he goes and he's asking around the field. Everyone seems to be okay with this. Everyone seems to be okay with this man tackling these women and injuring some of them. Now, it's not all of them, for sure, but any one of them should be a problem. And he's also using the women's change rooms as well. Who knows if he's using a stall, if he is exposing himself, if he's not, I don't know. But just listen to this 19-year-old talking to him and trying to shut him down while he's talking to a young gentleman.
Would you like to weigh in about this male player playing on a female team, sir?
I don't care. I'm impartial.
Okay then. So why is this being allowed? Because World Rugby, the governing body, says this is against the rules. You can't have biological males playing against biological females.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just.
What's a biological female?
Yeah, what's a biological female?
Well, I would imagine if you're born with female genitalia versus male genitalia.
Where did you get your PhD?
Pardon me?
You're defining a biological female. Where did you get your PhD?
Where
So
did you
I'm
get your
defining
PhD?
but ma'am, in the history of sports, all sports, with the exception of equestrian or auto race.
I'm there for history. I'm only 19 years old. I cannot say what.
Like, just a snarky remark. I wasn't here for... I'm not that old. I can't answer all of history. I'm only 19 years old. Like, do these people not have brain cells?
happened 20 years ago because I wasn't.
No, but in the here and now, you see male tennis, female tennis,
I don't
right?
see any tennis. I don't watch tennis.
Oh, okay then. So it doesn't exist then.
To me, you can't ask me a question about it because I have no idea. Just the same as you can't talk about what a female is if you're not a doctor.
I can't? What is a female then? Do you have a definition?
No, I'm not a doctor.
You can't make this up. You can't talk about what a biological female is because you're not a doctor. And then he asks a biological female what that is, and she says, I can't answer that because I'm not a doctor. Like, come on, you can't be serious that this is the youth that are coming up today?
Well, how do you like that? You have to be a doctor in order to define what a female is.
And the sad part, as I mentioned, is it's not just on the field, it's also off the field. It's people that are watching the game, people that are actually reffing these games, commentators saying, yeah, what's the problem with men hitting women? Here's from an updated video just about a week ago.
You're disgusting. Get out of my face.
Stay away from me, man.
I heard what you were saying before. I think the idea is that you're not being tolerant of other people's beliefs. You think everyone has to believe what you believe. I think we should just be tolerant.
Ladies, what do you think about Mr. Davis injuring biological females? Any thoughts on that? You're the ref. You should be calling this.
I will be calling a very safe game, sir. Thank you.
Keep walking if you don't have good vibes.
Okay, then.
Good vibes here.
Oh, really? Including a male player injuring female players. That's okay with you?
What's wrong with that?
This guy, Ash Davis, 3 women on the Stony Creek Camels team had to be carted off the field. How is that safe? He's a biological male.
You know what? That's not true.
And like the last part I want to play of this video is just a section from what World Rugby said. Summary for the transgender woman. Transgender women may not currently play women's rugby. Why? Because of the size, the force, and the power-producing advantages conferred by testosterone during puberty and adolescence, and the resultant player welfare risks this creates. Yet none of these women seem to think that this is a factor. And hey, if they want to play on his, like if the team wants him on the team, that's fine. But if the other women don't want to play him, then they shouldn't be forced to play him. But as always, love to hear what you guys think about this. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.